Welcome one and all to the Grand Old Commonwealth of Kentucky, where the scribble and scratch of this penultimate page in the USL League One year takes center stage. Today before decision, here in Lexington, Charlotte Independence and Lexington SC crash to the floor, every bit of it to play for. Howdy folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher. This is a heartbeat of American soccer. Here is its pulse, the table. 7 spots sewn up in this playoff push. Chattanooga Red Wolves, Richmond Kickers, South Georgia Tormenta, and Lexington SC all in the thick of the race for the 8th seed. Charlotte Independence tumble into this one, having fallen down the standings some distance, trying to fight back into home playoff position. As this season comes to a head, these two teams clash with so much on the line. Here's what it looked like the last time they faced off, one of the wildest games of the year. It would finish 3-3. It did not look like it was going to be that way early. Cameron Lancaster with a stroke of brilliance. Not many in the league can conjure a hit like that. And it was Lexington off to the races in the first half. 2-0 up there by way of Atez Youth. They would later extend that lead 2-3 and shell-shocked Charlotte Independence down by a trio of goals, but they were able to snatch one back before the break to give them a little bit of hope. And Mike Jeffries would go to the grease board in the dressing room, and by way of a couple of assists by Anton Sorensen, they would equalize this contest and snatch a point back. 3-3 the final tally. If that is anything of an appetizer, there's a lot to hope for in this contest, as Lexington will rely on the boots of the veteran starman, Cameron Lancaster. This guy has gotten goals like a bad habit all of his career. One of the best players to ever don the boots and shirt in the USL Championship, now plying his trade in USL League One. And again, Lexington will rely on a couple different players tonight. One of them might be Amal Knight. The goalkeeper's had an up and down year, having posted a handful of clean sheets on the season, 6 in total in the league and the cup. But it's been tough for him between the posts as of late. On the other side of the line for Charlotte, it's a side that have gotten goals at a good clip throughout the course of the year, large part because of this man. J.C. Obregon has been right in the thick of the Golden Boot race and filling it up for Charlotte. He scored in 2 of their last 3. And for Charlotte, as they continue towards this final stretch, Austin Pack will be an important figure. It's been a tough go of it for him as of late, one of the very best in the league. Last year's first team goalkeeper will have a tall task against Lexington SC, desperate and hungry for all 3 points here in their home ground here tonight against Charlotte Independence, a side that have not had a win in some time. They'll look to try and close the door on this campaign in the right way. We're closing down on kickoff. Folks, don't go anywhere.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types, from complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
It's a red letter day in the house of the Red Mile. Charlotte Independence and Lexington SC, with so much on the line in terms of playoff positioning between these two, vying for the line and trying to break the tape in this regular season. The penultimate fixture of the calendar on tap for you tonight. Brought to you by Central Bank. As we take a look at the team sheets, here is how it sets up for the home side. Lancaster leads the line as always. He scored the last time against Charlotte Independence. Atez Youth coming off a game in which he found the back of the net last time out against Union Omaha. That back four of Brown, Corrales, Mendez, and Christian Liu Young, who's been in excellent form as of late. Marcel Kennedy, the recent addition, will connect the attack and the defense from midfield. It's a robust lineup for Darren Powell as his side try to pocket 3 points and keep their playoff hopes alive here in a game against the Charlotte Independent side that are desperate to get back in the win column. Here's how it's set up by Mike Jeffries. It looks like a 3-4-3 as the squad shuffles around to try and find answers. J.C. Obregon, always an important man at the front of attack, flanked by Dustin Correa and Joel Johnson at the back. Spielman, JJ, and Dimmick. Luis Alvarez back in the 11 today after missing the last one with yellow card accumulation suspension. Sorensen, Anton Sorensen, had a pair of assists last time in that comeback against Lexington SC earlier this year. All eyes on the patch of Lexington SC, their home ground, playing their third competitive contest in this venue here today. Should be a good one, folks. Again, Peyton Gallagher here, happy to bring you through it. The 90 minutes that are in front will be telling. Deshaun Beard has the ball. He's the center official today. The rest of the crew, Christopher Slane, Eric Burton, Alexander Atkins is the one with the board as the fourth official. Live from Lexington, just outside the playoff periphery. Lexington SC, Charlotte Independent with their spot sewn up, signed and delivered. Trying to weather this storm of poor form, find their feet, find the beats, and get right ahead of the all-important stage as they came so close a year ago, losing in the final to NCFC. A building and blooming atmosphere in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. Around these parts, they know a thing or two about horse racing. This year in its final bend. Lexington will know exactly how important this is. They will be eliminated, Lexington SC. If they lose today and Richmond are able to secure a win, they would like to control their own destiny as much as they can. As that ball will roll in, so too with it. Fate will go on. The anticipation crawls on your skin. It fills the minds. And we are off from Kentucky, Lexington SC and Charlotte Independence. Nose to nose and eyeball to eyeball. Significant stakes over the course of this contest. And right from the off, Darren Powell's bunch will build from a back three. A little bit of an aimless ball. Gathered in tow by Luis Alvarez. Independence coming off a game where they were undone late against Northern Colorado. David Garcia header in stoppage time in the 97th minute. What would be the point of difference after Dustin Correa delivered the lead in that game about 20 minutes in, the final score 2-1. They played a 3-4-3 in that one. That was a little bit more out of necessity today. Looks like a tactical choice as that defensive framework will be put through its paces early on the front foot Lexington. Swept away by Omar Sis. Gathered up by Yankum. Swiveled into the box and cut out by Luis Alvarez. Quickly gathered back. Talking to Darren Powell in anticipation for this match. The keen question was whether or not, given the potency of the counterattack of Charlotte Independence, the plan would be to try and retreat and get back in front of the ball, or press early and not allow Charlotte to get out whenever they do gain possession in their own third. Early on, it looks like Lexington will bring the fight to their opponent, as that ball may have been handled. Sets a dangerous free kick. A question to answer early for Charlotte Independence. Roadside in the white, home team in the black. In a way that underscores the black and white stakes that reside in this tie for Lexington SC. Needing all 3 points and would be mighty grateful for a good start if they can deliver a decent ball in here. So Kennedy presides over top. Easy pickings for one of the best in the league, Austin Pack. Player who's kept 3 clean sheets, Pack, away from home this year in the league. With his seen his goal punctured several times in recent stages, conceding 9 goals in the last 3 games for Charlotte Independence. Alvarez dropping deep. Sent back to Pack. And Dimmick, who operates as a center back to the gate, right side of that back 3. Spielman goes direct and overcooks the ball aimed in the direction of J.C. Obregon. Obregon, who scored the 87th minute equalizer in that 3-goal comeback last time against Lexington. Watch the ball dribble toward his own goal. Correa now on top. Pack decides to play it. Dispatches ahead of Lancaster. A lofting, sloping switch of play. And Dimmick rainbows the ball in over the shoulder of Obregon. J.C. Obregon's clawed down. No whistle. Fair contact. Taken back in tow by Joel Johnson. Ga overlaps him into Sis. Correa in the half space, poked through towards Sorensen. Hardy defensive work, it's gobbled up. Correa centering, Johnson, it's blocked. It's still on Dimmick. And Johnson looking up and looping in, Correa beaten away, open nets, and finally off the hook for Lexington. Diouf is undercut, and the foul is given. That was a heart-spiking sequence. Charlotte show their teeth early. More than one bite at the apple. This was the most meaningful. Correa rushing in, and his squaring ball never got through. All night able to intervene. Kennedy cuts it out of touch. Spraying into Nga, who shuttles into the path of Joel Johnson. He can't keep it on. Lexington playing at home for the first time in 4 matches. Last time on this ground, they put up a historic result, winning 7-1 against Central Valley Fuego. Darren Powell remarked in the build-up to this one that the wide surface this facility offers, the carpet of a pitch, allows this team to play in a different fashion. Was excited to show the fans who have been committed to the club that style of play that it affords them. Right now, just swinging the ball around under some duress. Diouf brought it out of touch. Montez Diouf, one of the league's very best, an electrifying creator from midfield, and is most lethal when he's able to pick the ball up, turn, and run. Here's today's match, leading the side in both goals and assists. League in the cup, a combined 14, 9 of them goals, 5 assists, which are a career high for him, as it looks like Gliati may have had a bite taken out of him. He's back to his feet. Lexington, top of the league in terms of fouls drawn on the year. Expect the whistle in high demand today in a game that will have high stakes and high intensity to match. Temperature turned up right from the word go. Caputo. Knight's giving it away. Luis Alvarez trying to catch him off the line, and he's boomed it into Rosette. Good look at Darren Powell, architect of this project here in Lexington as they aim toward the USL Championship a year from now. Would love to extend this season in the USL League One. We'll have one more home match against Chattanooga Red Wolves on decision day. Could be their very final match in this USL League One. Diouf driving and dancing and playing the pass. It's Lancaster! A marvelous save from Austin Pack. Lancaster again, stabbed away. And a sharp whistle. Looked like Liani may have dove in. This is a ridiculous piece of goalkeeping, though, from Austin Pack. Lancaster is rarely denied. His second inquiry was a good one as well. Just ducking out of danger. Charlotte Independence. Meaningful chances on both ends in the first 10 minutes. Here's a good look at Austin Pack coming off a year in which he set the league record for saves in a season. Ball wriggles away from Joel Johnson. Kennedy just sticks his studs right on it. Can't pick the lock. Sis scooping wide. Alvarez. Trying to swap field there. Skimmed off the head of Obregon, which has lifted the flag on the near touchline offside. Charlotte once more without Gabriel Oberton, as the word is that they hope he will be available for the playoffs. Trying to keep him in bubble wrap a little bit ahead of that mark for Charlotte. Big loss, though, with Bashir and Jai going down in the last match. The timetable undetermined for him, but appears to be a somewhat significant injury. Took a nasty spill against Northern Colorado, and Jai did. Independence without that defensive cover. Omar Sis providing some of his own, though. Sticking in, taking it from the toes of Atez Diouf, and it looks like it might be a throw for the roadside. Jeffries delivering commands and battle plans to his boys. He seemed in good spirits this week. Felt like his team had allowed a couple of costly mistakes, but we're still in good position to attain their goals. He knows that it really is just about getting in. This knockout tournament called a playoff. They'll know from experience, making a run from a lower lying seed last year. Flicked on Joel Johnson. Back for Obregon, who stirs the drink. And steers in for Correa, who neatly locates the wide man. Into the box. Batted away. Diouf never got there. Liani cleans up his own mess, intercepts. Saad Liadi coming on as a sub in the last two matches against Greenville. Last time against Union Omaha. Prior to that, hadn't appeared in 5 consecutive matches, getting his name called with the opening 11 today. Seeing him maraud between the lines right now, almost as a second striker type. Just in behind Cameron Lancaster. Here's Kennedy. Once more a misplaced pass from him. Kennedy, a player who in the 5 games he's played since arriving in Kentucky has had no less than 49 touches of the ball. Had 90 in his debut. Every team needs that 100-touch player, if you will, that can run a game. It's been absent, that profile, in this Lexington team. They found their man in Marcel Kennedy. Diouf spun wide. Nico Brown gusting away from Sorensen. Kennedy fancied his luck at the target, left it wide. Looking for his first goal in the colors, not to be there. Just not fully done away with by Luis Alvarez, and left license for the midfielder to cast his crosshair. Lexington getting the better of this one so far. So one attacking incursion from Charlotte Independence early. Other than that, though, it's been the side that carries the imperative today, Lexington, with their backs up against the wall. Caputo. This is wonderful play. Yankum. Driving room. Mendez. Liotti stroking wide. Nico Brown. Brown in. Obregon back to defense. And looks up and spots the run of Correa. Wisely works it wide and settling to their staccato Charlotte Independence now. Just to illustrate the struggles of the roadside as of late. It's been a long winless run for them. Coming off a loss to Northern Colorado, that was their 3rd consecutive home defeat, the longest home losing streak in club history. They have not won a match since August 24th against Central Valley Fuego. It's actually the team that both these sides have most recently claimed victory against, as the whistle is ushered against Yannick Yankum. Yankum, the Maltese international, who's stared down the barrel against teams like England and Italy in qualification for the Euros. He will not be afraid of the task at hand. Caputo. Rifling wide into the path of Christian Liu Young. He picks his poison and can't prowl by the stout defending of Fabrice Nga. Goal kick. Or maybe not. The corner set to be ushered in. So Kennedy coordinates the attack. 2 players tasked with trying to fluster the goalkeeper. Everybody else will start their run from the top of the box. In by Kennedy. And just guided wide. It was a towering header at the near post, but turned away from the target. That corner kick was brought to you by Commonwealth Credit Union. In the aftermath of both Hurricanes Helene and Milton, the USL has partnered with the United Way Suncoast to help the Tampa Bay area recover from the devastation the storm left behind. To learn how you can get involved, scan the QR code, visit www.uslsoccer.com/Milton to ensure individuals and families have the access to resources they need to recover. Folks, that is a worthwhile cause to get behind. No times are tough, but every single ounce of support goes a long way to restoring the lives of so many affected by those storms. Now it's hit close to home. The USL League offices in the region. Of course, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Al Lang Stadium, the historic grounds of one of the temple teams between these divisions. Tampa Bay Sun just getting underway in their maiden voyage as a club. That becomes secondary at times like these, but those teams so important to restoring that sense of normality. Here's Dustin Correa. Intent on inserting a ball into the area. Obregon. Sorensen. And stung out of play. Charlotte in search of a foothold. They've had very little of the ball so far. Obregon trying to do something about that. He's muscled through by Caputo. He's setting up as a center back so far. Through the lines. Kennedy. Independents draw their line inside their own half. Yankum. Lancaster and Yankum again. You can't strike a ball through to the wide run of Lu Yang. Neither of these two teams seem fairly married to pressing their opponent. Well, that's a well-shaped ball. Correa trying to overload on this near side, all the way through for Johnson. Sis arriving at the top of the box. Skips him, Sorensen. Cutting in, Anton Sorensen. And a brave block. And engaging the engine now, Artez Diouf bounding away. Diouf, and still, he's trucked down. And the foul is awarded this time. That is exactly what Artez Diouf offers. Sorensen will catch a yellow for stopping a promising attack. That puts him under pressure against Diouf throughout the rest of the game. Not left with much recourse here, as Diouf had wrong-sided the center back, Ryan JJ, and was steaming in towards the target. That's probably the wise decision from Anton Sorensen. Downside, though, as it gives way to one of the best ball strikers this league has ever seen, Cameron Lancaster. More than once this year has scored a rangy effort. A dazzling free kick comes to mind in the Rockies in Windsor against Northern Colorado. And it's in good striking distance as well. Just enough room to get it up and over the wall and get it down in time ahead of the goal. Kennedy over top as well. Cameron Lancaster. Oh my goodness, it's just what he does. Lancaster rocks back and rails out a resounding sound. The home side have what they need. Lift off by Cameron Lancaster. Yeah, you don't hit them much better than that. Cut back, not quite on his toes. Gave a haircut to the wall and dropped it down. And he stings side netting. His 11th of the year in the league in the cup. He scored last time out against Charlotte. He's made it a habit now. All he needs is an inch of an opening. Maybe the most important and interesting part of what Lancaster has done this year is he's put these goals up. He hasn't touched the ball in the box, only 21 box touches on the entire season, but the goal output speaks to exactly what kind of quality is in those boots. Independence looking to get it right back. Into the area, batted around, Omar Sis, Correa! And Aimless gazes around. It looks like the flag has popped up. It looks like the goal will not stand. What's the discussion now? It was initially saying by him all night. I think the verdict is that Correa, off the rebound, had loitered into an offside position. There's some discourse here, and it will be offside. A heavy sigh of relief for the home team, who have lost more points from winning positions than any team in the league, and that is touch tight. But it is illustrative to the fact that Lexington fans will not feel comfortable one goal to the good. You already know they were 3-0 up against Charlotte last time they played, and Lexington only came away with the single point. It's been a problem for them all year. Liotti blocked out for another corner. Cameron Lancaster, he's the point of difference so far. As Lexington hunt an extending goal to the lead that they've already lunged into. Kennedy with swoop and swing, and it swivels out of play for a goal kick. How does Charlotte respond? That's the question. A team that's been bumped and beaten and bruised as of late. This will be a check of their intestinal fortitude. I think the next 10 minutes might be very telling. Charlotte would look to just hang on, stay in the game, stay in the fight, and not allow the team that they face to continue to fill their sails with the wind. So good tidings. Knights. No nonsense from the goalkeeper. And a push by Anton Sorensen, who's already been booked once. Free kick coming. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. Select, it's the player's choice. Good look at that Select ball as it sits at the feet of Jorge Corrales. climbing towards the half-hour mark here in Kentucky. If you're just now joining us, Cam Lancaster signed his name in bold letters. A dazzling free kick to take the lead. Looks like in the interlude between the recommencement of play, Mike Jeffries has received a warning from the center official. So Anton Sorensen on a yellow card, as well as his manager. Well, that's a tidy turn. Kennedy now with Youth, who roars in, and Lancaster can't get there ahead of JJ, and clearing the lines, Anton Sorensen. Independence under siege. Liati presents himself. Lancaster and Liati again, he's in! He's chopped down as the ball whistles wide. And it's biteless in the end for Lexington. Come close once more, but no cigar. He's been lively so far, as Liati. That is a sculpted ball in from Lancaster, and Liati just loses the plot at the last. Tried to go for the Trivella. Technique betraying him. Never a good thing when a shot goes out for a throw. Omar Sis. Widen for Nga. Johnson. And Correa. He's been given a lot of freedom. Was laid out in the team sheet as a right winger. He's operated more as a 10 so far. Marauding from touchline to touchline. This time he has his pocket picked by Yankum, but it was because of the legal procedure there. Played short, it's a routine. Pushed wide, Sorensen. Down the line for Johnson. Spielman! And prodded home! Charlotte lurched to level grounds. It's that man, J.C. Obergon. Neck and neck with Liam McKinnon in the Golden Boot, neck and neck again in the game. 1-1 is your score. That is the man who did it. First ball in is a good one from Joel Johnson. Spielman puts it down. They'll fight about who put the final touch to it. But Obergon picks up the spare change. It's 1-1. A half hour in, and it's once more just a lapse of concentration with the lead for Lexington. J.C. Obergon. That makes 17 in the league in the cup. Floated down the line. Grappled back by Yankum. Sis. And Sorensen. Ahead of him is Correa. This is once more Omar Sis. Very fluid so far. Johnson now dropping into midfield. Luis Alvarez and Spielman, the one racing down the line. That's where the ball goes. The big man plays into the box. Oberg on the back heel. Sniffed out. Corrales alive to the danger. And all of a sudden, leaning on their opponent and turning the tide, Charlotte Independence have extracted the momentum. Alvarez walks in. Finalizing clearance from Modesto Mendez. You see immediately, as soon as he releases the ball, Luis Alvarez goes and starts to hunt space. He runs the game, maybe better than anybody in this league. It's been a breakthrough campaign for the young man. A player in his early 20s that's just arriving at their potential. Clayt Himmick pulses one down the touch line. Not done away with entirely. Headed back to Knight. It was a bit frantic, but it works out. Corrales. Kennedy. Hurling one long into the path of Nico Brown. And that was perfect defending from Anton Sorensen. Once he committed to leaving his feet, he had to be flawless. Gets the job done. It's out for a corner. Independents have struggled defending set pieces only as of late. We're the best in the league in this regard all year long, but they've been snake bitten more than once in recent games. Conceded on 2 free kicks, 2 corners in fact, against Northern Colorado. In by Diouf. A punch from Pack. Brought to you by Commonwealth Credit Union. Lexington would love to put another goal in the bank as you get a good glimpse of Austin Pack. Kennedy has time. A little bit scuffed on the ball end. But he does claim it back. Loose touch from Liu Young. Yankum. Swiftly wide, Nico Brown. Swerving away, Nico Brown had it clipped on the way through. It's a corner kick. Once more, Montez Diouf has already totaled a career best 5 assists in all competitions. In by Diouf. Pack once more applies the knuckle. Liu Young crossing from deep. It's a good ball. And just beaten back. Into the final 10 minutes of the first frame. Goals from J.C. Obergon and Cam Lancaster, respectively, have us where we are now. Flag pops up on the far flank. Check out all the exciting postseason action starting in November as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix showcase the top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize. Go to USLLeague1.com for all the latest playoff information, and there is plenty of it. 7 spots locked up. It is multi-headed race for the finish line. Nobody has technically been eliminated entering tonight. Lexington would be on the brink if they can't secure all 3 points. Spielman. That was shifty. Crafty work from the center back. Inga inverts. JJ. Now Sorensen a heavy touch. They get out of trouble. Sis has worked wide. This is total football. Players moving and replacing a kaleidoscope of action. The ball is directed towards the top of the box and just away from Obregon. Slid out of play by Correa. Catapulted back in play. The diagonal. Lexington have it now. Swapped into Brown. Is there another twist in the tail ahead of halftime? Well played pass to Sis, who immediately finds himself in a bind. Custody now with Lexington. Lancaster. Yankum and Brown. Picking and prodding. Gets away from Kennedy there. Joel Johnson. Chop back to Spielman. And Sis. Stylistically so far, you can at least say that it's been charming from Charlotte. This is a bright brand of play, and that's a bright boy. Luis Alvarez with a pirouette and a push toward the box. Laid off, Johnson. Alvarez! Wordless poetry from Charlotte. Chapter and verse that will stir the soul from back to front. Luis Alvarez, as always, at the heart of it. And in a flash, it all turns blue. It's 2-1. That guy is cut from different stuff. Brilliance on the turn. Makes the full field run, alone of the ball to Joel Johnson, who immediately repays, and tucked away with precision for Luis Alvarez, who grabs his 7th goal in the league in the cup. That will feel like $1 million to the side from North Carolina. In the spotlight, Luis Alvarez puts himself up on the marquee, and now there's some less than friendly feelings being exchanged. frustrating year for Lexington. We've already told you that they've surrendered the most points from winning positions this year. 18. And it certainly looks like it could be 21 unless tidings change by the end of tonight. Darren Pell noted to us in the build-up to this one that Lexington have been close. The fans know it, the team knows it. They almost let themselves down at points in times this year. They have been able to secure points whenever they have grabbed the lead. We're looking at a team that might be fighting for a home playoff game at this new venue right now. Everything is sewn up between JC Obregon and Artes Youth. Ball in the court of Lexington SC. And ball into the box, in fact. Yankum couldn't whittle himself free. And the counter's on. Obregon. Busting along to get involved is Correa. Obregon in his own personal battle with Caputo. Correa winding and swerving and backheeling. And brought back on the home side. Brown. Folks, this one has lived up to the billet. Goals by Obregon and Alvarez. And Charlotte in front after the early go-ahead from Cam Lancaster. Was a bit frustrated in this instance that advantage was not played after Yankum was trampled upon. Looked like one was opening for Lexington. Maltese midfielder taking play forward. Brown. Once more jostled away by Sorensen. It's another corner kick. Waiting on the board to go up. Lexington waiting on their moment to draw level. Youth will do to the deed. Brought to you by Commonwealth Credit Union. Within swing. Landed in a good spot for Lexington, but they couldn't land a flush blow to it. It's 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's Artes Youth. Cut down. That was at the periphery of the box. And it's a clean tackle. Alvarez is there, mortaring into his path. Can unwind himself. Good cover from Jorge Corrales to stop the counter. A tie-up. Whistle is one. Mo Johnson, the offender. Brown ducking inside. Taking the risk is Gledimic. You might expect to see a more counter-attacking approach from Charlotte. They have something to defend. Nico Brown, once more asking the questions. Obregon is chopped out. Deshaun Beard has been strict with the whistle in relation to JC Obregon today. That's an incisive path, deuce around the keeper. Austin Pack, just enough of a touch. And yet another corner kick. It was ever so nearly, not sure if it was Pack or JJ who got the all-important poke away. Youth was in on an open net. Kennedy curls it in. Just nodded away. A bracing effort from Corrales is quickly met and swiftly on. It's Nga, the keeper's off his line. It skips wide. It was adventurous from Nga, who is coming off matches in which he has had a goal contribution in back-to-back contests. An assist last time out to go with the goal the game before that for Charlotte. This will likely be the final stanza of the half. Lexington need to get forward. Rainbow-shaped ball. Brown in time. It was a speculative delivery there. Lancaster a little bit late. On go Lexington. Corrales. Yankum. Maltese maitre d' in midfield. And Brown. On to Lancaster. Looping in. Yankum. Liotti headed off the line. Kennedy now defers. Luyak snaking away. Christian Luyak. A knock-on header from Liotti, still there. Corrales. And that'll do. What a remarkable half of action from Kentucky, where it sits 2-1. It was early on everything you could have ever asked for from Cam Lancaster, but a strong rebuttal from the roadside. Charlotte Independence get a pair and surge in front. Into the dressing room we go. That man, J.C. Obregon, got the leveler. Luis Alvarez would throw Charlotte in front later on. Lexington with much to solve in the locker room as we set to step aside. 2-1 is your score. It has been a thrill show on this penultimate day in the USL League One regular season. We'll unpack at the break when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
We live with you, build with you, grow up with you, and dream with you. At Central Bank, we belong to the same communities you do. You're our neighbors, friends, and business partners. And through the relationships we build with you every day, we consistently serve you better. That's what highly personal banking is all about. We start with you.
Race to the top.
You're on.
It's time to power up your old checking account. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking. This incredible all-in-one account powers your spending and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits, just unparalleled benefits.
Raise it back down.
So kick it up a notch with Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union, the official credit union of Lexington SC.
At the break, where it sits 2-1 in Lexington between Lexington SC and Charlotte Independence. This match is heating up, as is the Golden Boot race. We take a look at what's been going on in the battle for the Golden Shoe here in the division and it really is down to two players, J.C. Obregon and Liam McKinnon. Hot pursuit of the distinction. This is coming into today. J.C. Obregon has scored already in this match to tie the total at 14. Both players getting most of these goals from open play. That's the astonishing part. And both these guys have been sharp and shooting from the opening gun this year. Let's take a look at how these two players have gotten to this point, examining their respective games, and starting with Liam McKinnon, a player that will start on the wing but can drift in, can function as a 9, can create havoc from the wide areas as that second-man runner as he tore apart Chattanooga Red Wolves in pursuit of a hat trick on this individual occurrence. And a guy who will not mince words in front of goal. Always set to seize the opportunity, and that's something that he shares in common with a player in J.C. Obregon, who has been lethal in front of net throughout the course of the campaign. And much to the applause of Mike Jeffries, who is happy to have him around, he has been something of a gem for this team as they come on into this year after making it all the way to the final. They strengthen the squad by adding a player in Obregon who has been a dazzling lights in the number 9 shirt, wearing number 29. He scored in all fashions of ways, tap-ins and long shots with the left, the right, and the head. And always the scrapper to pick up when the ball is loose in the goal mouth. That's how he scored today and made it 14 in this USL League One season. He will have a large role if Charlotte are to take victory today. It's 2-1 at the intermission. The race for the Golden Boot has our attention, but nothing more in sharp focus than this contest on the penultimate page of this USL League One season. Continue to break it down when we come back.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked bebidas.
I kept it pushing and busting and moving and running and shaking and hustling. My competition be mad at themselves because they keep on falling down and struggling. They know I'm the man. I'm just showing out. I keep it real. Yeah, that's what I'm about.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
So much action in full swing in the USL League One. The score in our tie, 2-1. Charlotte Independence coming back from a goal down early to take the advantage at the break. As we take a look at some of the news and notes from around the league. And Innocent Nshuti able to grab a goal on international call-up. Also, making an impact. Real Gil, Zico Lewis, as players show their talents on the international stage here in the USL League One. The big news, Texoma FC expanding as the former Luton Town FC assistant director and head coach has been named in that role there. And then, of course, the big news in the league is whether or not Union Omaha can get it done tonight and lift the Players' Shield with a win. They are in action so far today. We'll get you updated on the scores as we go through, but here are some of the scores from this most recent week. Northern Colorado, much to the soreness of Charlotte Independence, able to sneak one out late, 2-1 in Carolina last weekend. Lexington SC had the advantage, similar to this game, against Union Omaha on the road last time out. They were unable to keep their grip as Omaha surged late and took the result there, an important one. Richmond 2-2 with South Georgia Tormenta as the race for the 8th seed intensifies. Here is some of the goals of the week from this past week. A lot of good ones from around the league. And you're going to see Atez Diouf here in a minute. But first, great goal scored by Richmond and Simon Fitch. A diving header to steal the point late. Big comeback there from Richmond. And here is that aforementioned goal from Atez Diouf as he carved inside. When he gets a sign of goal, he's going to make good. Swerving it by Rashid Nuhu. But later on in that one, Union Omaha would have another word. Ball in from Charlie Ostrom. High hanger. And a knock-on header to take it late from Luca Mastrantonio. That's the winner. That will not be fun for Lexington fans to see. Elsewhere, forward Madison. Aiden Macias with a banger. He carved through the side. You can vote now on the goal of the week at USLLeague1.com. Here's the team of the week. Lion McKinnon continuing to do what he does. He is once more in that race for the Golden Boots against JC Obergon. He is the player of the week this past week. Sean Vinberg had a winner, it turned out, against Spokane. In their game, Central Valley Fuego just about staying alive in the playoff chase, and plenty of forward Madison players in that side as well. When we come back, the second half on tap between Lexington and Charlotte. Folks, stay tuned.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine offers comprehensive treatments for bone, joint, and muscle disorders and injuries of all types, from complex repairs to complete replacements. UKHealthcare.com, the power of advanced medicine.
Back here in the Commonwealth. Second half set to unfold as those are the terms of engagement. 2-1, Charlotte Independence coming back from behind early on. Let's take a look at how we got here as the home side were fresh from the gate. That guy's having a good time. We are as well. Lexington SC, Charlotte Independence. It was a light show early as quickly applying the pressure. A great ball in behind. Unable to break through. Dustin Correa there. Later on in the frame, Kim Lancaster one-on-one. It is a ridiculous save from Austin Pack with the reaction there. And rocked away, but Lancaster would laugh last, driving this one in from just outside the box. It was 1-0 at that point. Lexington unable to keep their nerve as Charlotte would continue to come in waves. Headed down by Spielman. The rebound is a academic finish from JC Obergon. And then Luis Alvarez with a touch of class, playing the 1-2. Joel Johnson finds him back and burying the opportunity when it presented itself. Luis Alvarez to add another one to his tally in the division. Here are the stats from that first half, and you can see there have been fireworks. 7 shots for Charlotte, 9 for Lexington, who have had the lion's share of possession. They've been useful with it, just not useful enough, but it does give promise for the second frame that Lexington might have another goal, if not 2, in them. Of course, the extension, trying to chase the game with nothing to lose at this point, will leave them open. Charlotte will hope to prey upon that for certain. There have been 2 yellow cards shown to Charlotte Independence, one of them to their manager, Mike Jeffries, the other to Anton Sorensen. Back to live action here. Charlotte would love to get all 3 points to get momentum back ahead of the playoffs. Lexington needing to get 3 points to stay alive. We'll be back with live action when we return here from Kentucky. All on the line for Lexington SC, and Darren Powell has shifted the equation. Jorge Corrales has come out. Kalen Fox has come on to replace him. They will need to be offensively engaged early, Lexington SC, if they are to salvage something here and save their season. Richmond has already pocketed all 3 points in their game against Chattanooga. They won that one 2-1. So the pressure is on Lexington now, who led early and lost hold of that lead. Back in motion. Independents are still in play for a home playoff game if results fall their way. So they have every incentive, beyond just the competitive ones, to try and preserve this 2-1 scoreline. If results hold, Lexington eliminated from the playoffs. That is a very declarative imperative that will hang over their head. Settling in for the second half. Appreciate you taking the ride with us on this Saturday. Peyton Gallagher here for you on the call. Azad Liadi, who had an involved first frame. Flushing wideouts his Diouf. Luis Alvarez and J.C. Obregon, the ones on the score sheet for Independence. Lancaster with a lightning bolt free kick. It's one who delivered the lead early doors for Lexington as he patrols around the top of the box. Now joined by Diouf as the ball makes its way in field. There's Kalen Fox, who looks like he's playing on the left side of a 3, joined by Caputo in the middle and Corrales on the right. Caputo has been deployed mostly as a midfielder, a holding midfielder this year. Maybe playing more of the sweeper-stopper role today. Elsewhere in the league, maybe a bit of a shocker, a head-turner. It is 2-0. Tormenta up on Union Omaha in the first half. Being played down in Statesboro, Georgia. Ripped down at the right side of the area. J.C. Obregon. Looks like it's going to be a free kick. Now, it won't matter for Union Omaha in terms of the supporter shield if and only if forward Madison do not claim victory, as you get another look at the foul against One Knox. That game is underway, currently scoreless, just the early phases of the second half, much as we are here. Can Independence make an early statement? Two good players to right that. Dustin Correa and Luis Alvarez have both shown their quality so far. Correa swerved in with conviction and too much carriage. Foul given there. A trundling just inside the defensive half of Lexington SC. Looks like they got JJ. Hard challenge there by Luis Alvarez. It's a fair one. And there is a player down. Looks like it's Yankum who caught one in the stomach. Yep. That's less than pleasant.
Fans of USL Super League action in Fort Lauderdale. Lexington Sporting Club in the 37th minute is equalized. A goal by Matty Parsons and assist by Shane Ware.
Back in play now. It's been a stop-start commencement to the second half. Spielman over the top. Obregon. Sneakily good at that knockdown game, that hold-up game for a player of his stature, only at 5'9". Just good at discovering leverage and ways to get on the ball. Yankum, back up and back involved, spots the run of Atez Diouf. Couldn't play the pass. Correa. Pulsing one over the top, just narrowly avoiding disaster there as rising to the occasion. Modesto Mendez with a header. It's been a sleepy start with so much on the line. Both teams carrying themselves with an air of, you want to say calmness, might be the appropriate word. Would not classify it as casual. Widening ball. Brown. He's been trying to work on Sorensen all night. Hasn't come good for him yet. Rounded. And that's where the ball goes. Yankum. Lancaster darting to the near post. Done away with. And Fox pounces to pry possession. Fox all the way up in the attacking ends. He backtracks as Lu Yang does well to pivot and swivel and keep the ball on. Liotti and Fox and Caputo. And streaming ahead, Nico Brown. Yankum in the half space. Along for Lancaster. Liotti evaluates his options. Locks onto Lu Yang. Yankum. And a bit tame in that final ball. Along for Omar Sis. He's trying to fizz forward for JC Obregon. In bracket coverage there. Caputo working the inside shoulder to the outside, belonging to Fox, who came away with the ball. Kennedy. And Lu Yang on the 1-2 with Lancaster. And Ga trying to shield it. And he succeeds in that objective. A whole bundle of players preparing for Lexington. Tate Robertson, Isaac Cano, Alexis Cerritos, Cameron Lacey, Eric Sehat Gonzalez. The options off the bench in the attacking phase. Pierre Mane also with them. Alexis Cerritos, a player that you might think that Darren Powell could call on early because that substitution of Kalen Fox occurred at halftime. Still 3 more substitution windows. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Lovely forward, Joel Johnson prying in. Joel Johnson beaten back by Amal Knights, who kept his poise in a moment that would have caused some headache. Undaunted though, Charlotte Independence. They're buoyant now. Ball in and just ducked away. Another aerial duel won by Modesto Mendez, this time out for a corner. That is just a sculpted pass, and Joel Johnson tried to go early. Surrounded by defenders, couldn't get the beating of them all night. It's a corner kick coming. The inquisitive young mind of Luis Alvarez posing the question. Playing to the top of the area. Nga. And gobbled up by Mol Knight. Yankum in behind. Lancaster's onto it. Pack waiting, and he never got the chance to make the save as diving intervention from the defender takes it out for a corner. I believe that was Ryan JJ. Lancaster doing well to bide his time and make the last man run. Just couldn't outwork the defender there to the ball. Outwill him. It's another corner kick. Diouf hatches his plan, brought to you by Commonwealth Credit Union. A high swinging delivery that once more is dealt with at the back by Charlotte. Omar Sis. A flip of field, Dimmick. Correa with Sorensen ahead of him. Alvarez. Sorensen. Fox in front. And now Yankum. Kennedy once more is off the mark with his pass, and the ball has stayed in. Could be a costly error. Dimmick, Obregon turns it up to himself. And just knocked off course. Obregon going for the fantastic to go ahead in the Golden Boot race. At the hour mark, it sits 2-1. All played in. Lancaster can't get purchase. Elsewhere in the league, Tormenta 2-0 up against Union Omaha, but now down to 10 men. Daniel Steedman picking up a second yellow card, so that's a tall task in the second half for Tormenta as they try and get inside the playoff line. Kennedy driving from the back, Caputo, and carrying along Yankum, and carving forward is Liu Yang. Back to front like that. Body's in the box. Kennedy surveying. A charming first touch from Liu Yang. Lashed in, launched away. Fired at goal, and flashed wide. Nothing more than a goal kick. But a heart-pounding moment for Austin Pack at the back. It fell very kindly at the top of the area. It looked like it was Atez Jufu trying to ignite the imagination with a long-range efforts. And fluttering downfield, the goalkeeper out of nets. Heroic at the back, Modesto Mendez with the goal in peril. Looked like it was Joel Johnson arriving on the scene. It's a throw-in, an hour in for Charlotte Independence. Luis Alvarez, high and handsome, out for a goal kick. Far side, Brown. A deep cross. Spielman able to head it away. Dimmick taking his chances, trying to play from the back. Inga. Can't quite twist himself free. Caputo. On for Lu Young, who has a bit of operating room. Brown, and a diving intervention to take it out of touch. Injury report for the home side. Those are players who have missed the entire year. Michael Egbula, David Loeta. Likely a big loss in Loeta, we'll never know, but a guy that had a plenty of experience at the USL Championship level with San Antonio FC, would have added a lot of quality in midfield this year, a lot of control. Egbula, a player with experience at high levels as well, playing in England as that ball is chopped away. Well, Knight comes to pick it off. An injury report brought to you by UK Med. Kennedy. And Caputo, who is finding himself further forward now. Well, that's a tight turn. Kennedy rushing forward and wide. Lu Young. Christian Lu Young. Darts one across the bow. Atez Diouf. Gains possession. Diouf! Punched away by Pack. Lexington continue on. This time, Pack puts an end to it. There's without doubt, you would say, likely another goal within Lexington. Whether they can actually puncture the opponent, that's the real question. They've shown that cutting edge required. Again, if this result holds, Lexington eliminated from the postseason. One game left against Chattanooga Red Wolves at home this next Saturday. Liotti gets out of the blocks, backs off Luis Alvarez, and then Luis Alvarez gets his bite back. Caputo. Alvarez is down as play continues. Yankum ducking and diving and driving wide. Nico Brown. Yankum and just rolls away. And composure at the top of the box from Omar Sis. Expanding space. Much more unable to set JC Obregon free. It's become very Route 1 for Charlotte. The question is whether or not that ball was handled. The answer is no. Independents have been the most vulnerable in terms of conceding goals in league play in the final 15 minutes of games, it should be noted. Now let in 9 in the closing stanza. So that should give some hope to Lexington as they chase on and try and find some salvation. Gets away from Nga. Kennedy. Curving into the path of Nico Brown, who's given all the real estate he could want. Down on the far touch line, stepping over. Yankum, a tap dance. Laid off and straight at Austin Pack. Bounded from the boot of Marcel Kennedy. Pack has put his gloves to the ball plenty of times in this half. And Ga. Picked off. Diouf. Trying to twist himself free. Lancaster dropping deep. Lu Young. And Liotti, who shuffles back. Lu Young, room to cross. Not a great one. Falling for Kennedy now. Who switches the point of egress. Nico Brown. Diouf. And once more able to evade the best effort of Lexington or Charlotte Independence. It's a fair challenge there. The Schönbeard has let them play today. Only man booked so far, Anton Sorensen, and there is a player down. Liotti has stumbled back to his feet. It looks like it might be Joel Johnson who is ailing, and that would be a massive blow with Gabby Overton already down. He took one straight on the knee. Joel Johnson, who surpassed 200 appearances for the club earlier this year, in his 8th campaign with Charlotte Independence. Johnson still being evaluated. One of those heartbeat franchise cornerstone type of players. You certainly hope he's all right. On the bench today, Mike Jeffries, who is yet to call upon a sub. In terms of attacking options, it's pretty sparse. Tracer Mbuyu is the logical choice to replace Johnson as he tests out that knee. There's also Nelson Pierre waiting in the wings for Independence. Sharp collision in mid-park, and a free kick is given. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches, including the championship final, will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. And a handful of changes set to be made. Looks like Tate Robertson and Alexis Cerritos will come on to add some attacking punch. For Darren Powell, some fresh legs and lungs as well. Yankum coming off, as well as Christian Lu Young. Robertson, a player who's functioned as a fullback and a winger at times throughout the year. Charlotte has changes to make as well. Looks like they'll have to wait for now, though. "20 minutes left to the tail. Liotti bodies off Spielman and draws the whistle. Quickly away. Liotti powering along. Back behind the ball now, Charlotte. Desperation growing for the home team. Kennedy. It only takes one bounce. Lexington's season hanging in the balance. Whatever scant playoff hopes they may hold at this point, in certain peril. Kennedy, and now Nico Brown. Kennedy on the return, Brown, and it's another standout tackle. Anton Sorensen's having himself a night. He's had Nico Brown in his pocket the whole way, and Mike Jeffries will refresh the side. Tresor Mbuyu and Denzel Akimpong. The choice is made. Akimpong has only featured in 7 games this year.
Also entering the match for Charlotte Independence, number 11, Tresor Mbuyu. He replaces number 21, Dustin Correa.
Joel Johnson has been issued a yellow card on his way out of the game. It's only his 3rd on the year, so this time of season it's always worthwhile noting for accumulation purposes, but that's not the case here. Nothing to worry about there for Joel Johnson, and they will put him on ice, having picked up a knock earlier in the game. Dustin Correa will also exit. So you just look at it on its face. A fullback comes in for an attacking player. It might be time to shut up shop. Mbuyu, a player who can do it on his own, so that gives credence to maybe a more direct approach from Charlotte. Brown out of the blocks. Should also be noted that in those numbers we read to earlier about late concession from Charlotte Independence, they have conceded 5 goals in the last 15 minutes of matches in their last 5 games, so it has bitten them hard as of late too. Another reason to suspect that Lexington might not be done today. Kennedy cuts it wide. Tate Robertson. Can't turn himself free. Liotti does well to keep the ball low. Kennedy. We had Luis Alvarez chasing shadows there, but couldn't progress the ball. Diouf. Cerritos, his first touch. Brown. Into a pocket for Caputo, who smoothly delivers wide. Cerritos, back for Caputo. Too much leg into it. Not for a goal kick. Stepped on there, Fabrice Nga. He is struggling. And it looks like they're going to bring the physios on. Nga, who has patrolled the flank today in defense. Again, it just looked like he got tangled up and stepped on. In the meantime, it looks like a line stretcher is being prepared by Darren Pell as Cameron Lacey is readied at the touch line. You would suspect he would replace Cameron Lancaster. As you get a look back at what happens, just twist it up. Fabrice Nga with Assad Liotti. He is back to his feet, and Lacey does come on, and it is the suspect that comes off. Cam Lancaster, he has the 1 goal in the match for Lexington. That wonderful free kick to set us off early and light the touch paper. That was his contribution. It will be up to his teammates to carry it forward and extend the season of Lexington SC. Ingon just testing out that foot or ankle. Belting out the Cotton Eye Joe, a song that traces its origins back to Knoxville, Tennessee. One Knox, the parochial foe of Lexington SC, so not sure the DJ is in the know on that one. Tracer Mbuyu dispossessed, a pinching back of possession by Tate Robertson, and returning the favor is Mbuyu. Just swapping hands right now in mid-park. Caputo and Kennedy. Brown now running at Akimpong. Gets him on the floor. It wasn't a bad cross, but was closed down quick. Obergott plowing forward, pressing a ball into the path of Luis Alvarez. Never made its way over the head of Kalen Fox in cover. Heavy touch in mid-park from Kennedy. Quickly eludes Charlotte Independence. You would imagine the next 12 minutes will feature much of Lexington on the ball. Flushing forward, it's Lacey. Left inside, Cerritos. Spinning and twisting and turning. And now Caputo. And pushed over the bar. Pack drives it to safety. Not taking any risks with a fundamental piece of goalkeeping. Another corner as Caputo floated that one on frame. Already back in play, and brushed wide at the top of the box. I believe that was Nico Brown who put laces to that. Other than one moment of brilliance from Lancaster, a couple nearly moments from Lexington. Unable to solve this riddle. Looks like Clay O'Bara is being summoned. This for Charlotte Independence. This is Antez Diouf for Lexington SC. Lacey has it blocked. Charlotte defender may have taken a bit of impact. Looks like that is JJ who's down. Shaking out his hand as Lacey is coming in hot off his outside shoulder. And instantly you see JJ grabbing for his ankle. Seeing plenty of pink on the field, whether it's in the cast of Omar Sis or the laces of Deshaun Beard, and the shoes and beanie of the physios. A constant reminder in this Breast Cancer Awareness Month to go get screens. Save your life. Corner coming. As JJ will have to watch on. Down to 10 men for the moment for Charlotte Independence. JJ requesting re-entry. Tate Robertson to deliver in a crucial stage for Lexington. Re-entry. Walked away. Stonewalled by Spielman. There is Clay Obera. Looks like the one making way is Fabrice Nga. So Obera in back-to-back games with appearances for him. Nga comes out after putting in a shift, working up and down the touch line at wing back. Kalen Fox. Nico Brown. And Caputo. Swirling one into the path of Robertson, who goes up to get it. Mendez. Easy pick and Trost and Peck. Tick, 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 tick. Obregon spots Obera. Obera blocked by Fox. Once more, Richmond have already furnished themselves all 3 points against Chattanooga. So that sets a stark task in front of Lexington, who have given the ball away. Luis Alvarez and Obregon turning in and swept up by Kalen Fox. It was shaping up like a real mess. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. So Lexington have to get all 3 points to stay alive. Ball in behind, Youth. Robertson. Isaac Cano will come on. Only played 10 minutes in the last 5 games. He's got, you would imagine, at least 5, if not more, in front of him. Mendez comes off, so an attacker for a center back. Paints the picture of the desperation of Lexington SC. Robertson sets for the corner. Without swing. Well defended again. Mike Jeffries had said that this aerial defense had slackened a bit, mainly because of the amount of rotation. These players didn't necessarily have that chemistry and togetherness in terms of their marking and assignments on set pieces. Felt like that's what undid them, Charlotte, against Northern Colorado with that stoppage time winner from David Garcia, header from a corner kick. They've been able to avoid that same fate today, at least so far. Somehow able to tilt free. Obregon gets all the way to Mbuyu. Tresor Mbuyu. Tresor Mbuyu! Blazing high. Lexington led it early. A ferocious fight back from Charlotte. Has made it 2-1. This has been the score of the entire second half. Elsewhere in the league, into stoppage time between Madison and One Knox. As that aimless ball will roll towards the byline. Pack will keep it on and take every second he can. Score between Madison and One Knox is again 0-0. into stoppage time, which would make the result irrelevant for Union Omaha. Trying to seal this result. Overgun, lifting towards goal. And a wild reaction from Overgun to the fact that it's been ruled offside. Lexington stay in the fight by mercy of the flag. We'll let you be the judge on that one. Lexington, without doubt, a reprieve. Kennedy, a new lease on life for Lexington, a bullet dodged. Rounding towards the box. In the wake of that last nearly moment for Charlotte, a yellow card's been shown to Kalen Fox. That feels semantic right now. Cano. Taking the tumble is Mbuyu. Just waiting on the board to go up now. Alvarez, the point of difference, requiring a stretch. Lexington need a pair of goals. The draw will not be sufficient to requirement. Richmond now on 24 points. Lexington currently on 17. Takes the tension out of this. So 2-1 as it stands. Lexington eliminated from playoff contention. Wide for Obera. Luis Alvarez just takes the ball and takes over. Alvarez laid off Obera and blotted out by him all night. 7 minutes of added time. Lexington hoping to save some face, grab a goal back. So after an advanced examination of the mathematics, Lexington, regardless of result, on the outside looking in. Lacey can't get the best of Ryan JJ, who puts in another strong tackle. So that is done and dusted, in fact, for Lexington SC, regardless of whether or not they can dig themselves out. Richmond's holding the line to that all-important 8th spot. Tormenta hot on their heels on 23 points. Trying to preserve the results against Union Omaha, who are coursing to set the high water mark and claim the 1 seed. That cross is blocked. It still wriggles into the area. Lacey. And up to the challenge is Austin Pack. Reacted well to a ricochet there at the near post. Forcefully forward, Lacey. Over the top, and unable to conjure the connection is Alexis Cerritos. nodded away. A chopping challenge from Caputo. Union Omaha elsewhere have grabbed one back in the 63rd. It's Brandon Knapp. They have the man advantage in that game, Union Omaha. 2-1 down against South Georgia Tormenta. Looks like Nelson Pierre and Shalom Dute will enter the game at the next available opportunity, as Pack has been shown a yellow card and then he flicks the ball away. Deshaun Beard, you could say maybe less than content with that decision by the goalkeeper. Wasn't going to book him back-to-back for time wasting, though, even though he would have been well within his rights. And just straight out of play from Austin Pack, who knows exactly what he's doing. That is the strategically smart thing to do. And those changes will be made now. So it's Dute and Pierre coming on. Obregon will go on the shelf. So it looks like Ryan JJ, who's taken a lick or two throughout the course of this game, will make way. And it has gone final between Madison and One Knox. So everything lies on the shoulders of Union Omaha now. Cerritos. Loose in the box. Just rolled away by Mbuyu. Liati in for Caputo. And in! Cerritos! A hero at the death. It's 2-2. It's all cosmetic, but Lexington level it in their final breaths. And there's still just enough time to maybe, just maybe, do something quite special. They haven't given up the rope, and just leaving enough of an opening. Charlotte Independence. Cerritos grabs his 4th of the year in the league and the cup.
In the 90th +5, number 11, Alexis Cerritos with the goal.
It may not do much for Lexington in terms of extending their season. That could have significant weight, though, for Charlotte Independence. Had a real opportunity to jump up as there was a man down and put the pressure on both One Knox and Greenville, as well as to a lesser extent Northern Colorado, to get a home playoff game and finish inside the top 4. That much less likely if this result holds. Looks like it's Sorensen who's down. We're past the 7 minutes given. You'd expect a little bit more added on. Charlotte Independence, one last chance to restore their advantage. Alvarez, the man to do it. Knocked down! And just speared away by Fox. And cleared to the other end. Waiting for it is Lacey, who wins the race. Diouf in the box. Lacey laid off to Cerritos, backtracking. Brown and back. Puts palms to it. We're a minute past the 7 given. Cerritos leveling it here in the added time. On we go. Pierre on the 1-2. Obera fires early. I'm all night. Cuts it off. Still going. Charging ahead. Putting one in behind. Sweeping up his pack. I'm all night. One whistle, not 3. Free kick on offer. In by Cerritos. Skipping away, play on, Robertson. A hammering header, Alvarez. Has the ball and has a man upstream. Obera sliding in is all night. This is manic stuff at the end. Still going to the century mark. A look at the watch. Cerritos. And a foul committed in the area. It appears to be on Liati. And there it is. A palpitating period of play. Full-time 2-2. Lexington eliminated from the playoffs on the night, but showing a strong chin to take the best punch of Charlotte Independence and retorts in injury time by way of Alexis Cerritos. Back and forth it was. It was worth every moment of your attention. Lexington up early, then down late. Dig themselves out. That man, the one who wears the cape, Alexis Cerritos. A stoppage time leveler to make it 2-2. Charlotte still without a win since August 24th. Lexington, that will feel like a win here tonight. We'll unpack it on the other side of a break. Again, 2-2. All said and told after 90 minutes. So there you have it. Alexis Cerritos, the one with a wide smile at the end of the day. Final score here between Lexington SC and Charlotte Independence, 2-2. Another game in this league that absolutely did not let down. Here is exactly how it happened and played out over the course of a full 90. Lexington were able to, after an early advance by Charlotte Independence here, go ahead. We'll show you that goal in a moment, but not before the save of them all night that poised this team. Lancaster getting in behind, saved by Austin Pack, and Pack's not saving that. Austin Pack had a great night, but in the big moments could not provide the epic save that would have saved the day. Getting the goal back, J.C. Obregon. He draws even in the Golden Boot race with Liam McKinnon. Luis Alvarez with the play of the night. Going from the midfield stripe, connecting with Joel Johnson, and then connecting the ball with the back of the net. That is a player to keep an eye on in this Charlotte Independence team. This was another good chance for Charlotte to extend the lead. Joel Johnson unable to break through early doors second half. Lexington would be unfazed. They would not give up the fight. This was blazed just wide, and then Otez Juf would angle in and try it again. Pack up to the task as he pushed it away. Late on in the game, once more it's Austin Pack with an acrobatic piece of goalkeeping. Luis Alvarez would break in behind. Cleo Berra would test the palms of them all night there. And then Lexington getting the ball into the box in the moment to write home about. A composed finish by Alexis Cerritos, who strokes it into the bottom corner. And that puts a bow on things. 2 points snatched from Charlotte Independence, the full-time stats. You just see it there. Independence unable to soak up the pressure as with 6 shots on target, Lexington was bound to break through with the lion's share of possession. And when they did in style. 10 corners, also something to circle in red for the home side, who never stopped applying the pressure here in this one. Lexington, maybe semantic at this stage, their season all wrapped up, but thanking the fans who have been behind them the whole way. They've moved into their new home here. These fans have much to be excited about heading into next season in the USL Championship for the side from Kentucky. But that's our day done. It was a game full of highlights and moments of real sparking intrigue. These two teams inseparable across the finish line as it wraps up 2-2 for our entire crew here today that made this one possible. We thank you for joining us in the ride. Folks, I've been Peyton Gallagher, and we will talk to you soon. It's decision day when we get back to you.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.